absolutely ridiculous. They'll believe anything. They'll believe anything. Maybe
Hey, Richard.
Yeah?
I want to tell you a story.
Yeah, but hold on a second. Before you tell me the story,
All right.
we put a lot of work into this, guys. So if you can,
right.
please push that like button, subscribe button, or give us a share. We'd really appreciate it.
对，在你听故事之前，先帮我按个赞，
Sure.
然后最好在那个订阅一下我们频道啊，然后分享给你的朋友。
All right, well, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Tell me the story.
Okay, right. Yesterday, a big man went to our company.
Sounds pretty scary. A big man went to your company. All right, I'm interested. Tell me
Okay,
more.
it's not giant. It's like a mayor.
You mean an important person.
Politician
I see. Okay.
come to our company and just visit.
Okay.
All right. So it's very happy and lots of reporter camera shoots around.
Okay.
So I want to see what happened going on. So I just went to close to it. Lots of people are gathering, right?
Okay. But
said,
to watch this guy.
To watch this guy.
Okay.
And I said, oh, yeah, that's the mayor. And I want to share my happenings to the guy next to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know him. He's a stranger.
Sure.
But just like he's the one who close to me. He said, hey, that's the mayor. And he just looked at me like, what? Do I know you? It gave me a look, but he didn't.
Wow, okay.
But he didn't say
It's
anything.
a coworker?
No, I don't. He's a coworker in our company, but I don't know him.
Or like a different department or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. So he can work around. I said, I think I'm like a weird person. But I think again, no, I realize why.
Okay.
Because I found out that in my company, you mean when everyone moving or walking around, you know what they do? They watch their phones and look at their phone and watch and walk around. A lot like finding a compass. And they don't really look at the people or look at a road. They just follow their substances and walking around. So
yeah, this happens everywhere now, right?
Yeah, it's everywhere. So when I talk to him, he will feel like, oh, what happened? Someone talked to me. And I don't know him. I don't know her. So I think that's why.
I think it's getting harder and harder for people to talk to someone they don't know.
Yeah. Before we continue, I want to show you a video.
Okay, it's the one you had me load up here.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Let's have a quick look.
That's made from a student. That's interesting. Like a young generation found out this kind of phenomenon. Look at this. They eat lunch, but they watch the phone. Just like it is. That's our company's coworker do. They even look at the phone when cross the road.
Yeah.
That's very dangerous. So they think about again, what if we put down the phone? And like sharing the moment, talking, smiling, and look at the environment.
That's pretty cute. All right. Let me turn that off. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting, right? I think this is happening everywhere. I mean, it's actually even a struggle. Like when I go home in the evenings and I'm eating dinner with my fiance.
Yes.
Like I have to force myself not to pick up my phone during dinner.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. Like when I talk with, when I eating, with my friends at a restaurant, I found out, they talk. It's when we talk each other, but they will check phone.
Yeah.
Unconsciously, it's like distraction.
Sure.
Okay. We are talking in the middle of the conversation, but they will check the phone, even though it didn't ring or have any sounds.
Yeah, just got to check just in case there's a message, in case there's something, right?
Yeah. And sometimes we talk, But obviously, we have the same line group. But they will send the message in a line group instead of talking in person.
Really? Wow.
It's not happened many times, but it happened. And it makes me feel, weird. I'm just in front of you. You can just talk to me. Why you have to? Like,
Actually, I have a story for you about this. Just made me think about it. Like, my fiance told me that at her company, when they work, there's a dude there. And sometimes people try and talk to him at work. And they say, hey, I'm not going to say his name, but they say, hey. And she says that he looks at them and he goes, and then he picks up his phone. He's like,
just send a message.
Like,
don't talk to me.
Like, I mean, and they're like 1 or 2 meters away from each other, but he's asking, please, like, send me a message. Don't like actually talk to me. Yeah, so I mean, you hear some of these stories, right? It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and sometimes when I really want to share things to my friends, I will say, hey, can I call you right now? They say, no, maybe you just send a text.
Yeah, people don't call anymore.
You don't call, yeah.
People have lost that skill. I remember, like, when I was a kid, you used to phone people. My one brother, when we were young, we got in such trouble because we asked this guy at our school for some girls' telephone numbers. And he gave us, like, a list. Like, it must have been, like, 20, 30 different girls.
Wow.
So myself and my brother, we cold called all those girls on the same night. Yeah, we just like, hi, my name is Richard, and blah 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 blah. We chatted with them, and we organized a lot of dates. Like, we had our calendar was full of all these
you
dates.
Guys are really
No. Because the next day, like, we went to school, and those girls obviously all went to school, and they told their friends, hey, this guy called me last night. And I was like, hey, they called me too. They called me. And we had 0 dates because they all found out, because they all went to, like, the same kind of schools.
You don't know girl are gossip. They were sharing information.
We were young, right? But yeah, that was just what we did. I mean, we always basically, called people. It was like the natural, normal thing to do was just to phone people.
Yeah, we phone people. And I remember lots of my friends' phone number before.
Yes.
Before.
Yeah, my mom was like a human phone book. Yeah, you could ask her any number. You say, Mom, what's the number of the electrician in that area? She'd tell you.
Yeah. And when I want to talk with a friend, we just met in person. We just, hey, I want to talk, and we met in person.
Sure.
But right now it seems like different. The people are talking on the line, on the social media.
Sure. But do you think this is going to get better, is my question?
I don't know. I think at the first, social media and smartphone can help us to communicate easier. Because even we have far distance or have a time zone, but we still can...
I think for those, it's been good.
Yeah.
Like, they say that these things have helped you communicate better with people that are far away, but much worse with people who are right next to you.
Yes, just like at the beginning. And we think we can record our lives with different method, like voice or video, and to let our friends to get know us, to just know us better. But since right now, it seems the opposite.
Yeah, I don't think it's really helped, right? I don't think convenience actually really helps in the long run with many different things, right? So now you've got people using all these apps and communicating more, but losing that skill. Like, I wonder how many people can do what I used to do with my brother. It's like, just phone someone and just figure it out, right? Like, phone... Yes. We'd had the girl's number, like, let's say it's Amy or something. Can I speak to Amy? Get the mom. Yeah, I can speak to Amy. Sure, call her Amy. Go, hi, Amy. Is that Amy? Yeah. Like, hi, my name is Richard. Like, you don't know me. But we got the dates in the beginning, right? How? Because we figured it out. The girl's like, I don't know you. No, wait, don't put the phone down. Like, and you'd have to make a plan. You like tell her a joke or find some little line or something. And we didn't just used to do that. Like, we also used to
traditional dating app.
Yeah. And we'd also dare each other. So whenever we'd be out, we'd say to a friend, hey, go talk to that girl. you know.
Oh, that's
And you just
right.
need to like walk up and approach a girl and just start a conversation. And the first time you'd suck. But as you did it more, you'd find these cute, clever little ways to go and approach someone. But I don't think
right.
people get that anymore.
Yeah, just the kind of we are losing the ability to develop the conversation.
Yeah.
like
Big
like
to pick from.
I joined a gym
Mhm.
and like we lots of students work out there. And
Okay.
after the class, we go out for like
A drink or something.
drink or meal because we are hungry. But we know each other, but not really familiar, right?
Yeah.
So when we sit down in the table, it's time to know each other, to time to develop the conversation. But sometimes we just look at the phone.
Yeah. People have lost this ability.
Sometimes I try to like open the conversation. Sometimes it works. Different depends on the people. Sometimes like if they can catch out the topics, at least they can throw some information or some
Add to the conversation.
ideas, and we'll
Yeah.
continue the conversation. But sometimes they just and they stop in silence.
Well, it's actually not easy, right?
It's not easy
Do
today.
you know what improv is?
Improv?
It's a kind of acting where you don't learn a script. So basically, somebody will give you a topic, and then the actors will just start and see where it goes.
No.
Do you know
Okay.
that?
I don't know the terms, but like, what do you?
You know
But
that
after
thing.
you explain,
It's actually
I
really
know.
funny to watch that type of acting happen because you just don't know where it's going to go. But because the actors are skilled, they can keep that conversation going. So I've done this before, and I think some of
Yeah.
the rules that they said is like, one is you never say no. So if
Yes,
if
yes.
you're improvising and someone says, "Hey, let's go to the park and eat the grass," then you don't say, "Oh no, that's a crap idea." You say, "Yeah, definitely, right?" And then we can like regurgitate it to the ducks. You know, regurgitate like vomit it up and feed it to the ducks.
yeah,
Whatever
yeah,
idea
yeah.
you have, right? You add to the conversation.
Just catch the ball.
Yeah. And it's the same kind of thing that you're talking about. Like when you talk with someone,
Yeah.
they need a help. It's one of the things I hate about dating apps. The last time I tried to use dating apps, like I'd match with a girl, I'd try and look at her pictures and then maybe make like a nice comment or notice something. And then you get, yes. That's it. And then you'd wait a day, nothing. And then you'd reply more and you'd put in some effort. No. You're like, but you know, in a way, it was a good thing because I thought, man, this is like a
It's
good
really
way.
hard.
Yeah, but I almost quite liked it because it was a way to eliminate those choices. Because I thought, geez, if this girl is like this now, then when I actually
What-
meet her in person, this is going to be
What gonna
awful.
happen?
What a waste of time. So
Yeah.
the only girls I'd gone dates with were ones who actually were able to have that conversation. So it's almost like a way to narrow the selection
Like
pool.
filter,
Yeah,
right?
filter them out. Yeah.
But sometimes people, when they are text and where they are talk, it's different person. It's a different.
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly.
But as you say, like if in the beginning he just give you a really short feedback, it's it's like very cold and don't have the motivation to know
Sure.
her, right?
So I actually know a guy who said with the dating apps he was going to try this. He said what you just said. The people might be different. So he started targeting only the girls who communicated like that. But it wasn't too successful. So I don't know. But I think it tells a lot about the person, right?
Yeah.
So like if you're willing to put the effort in to keep the conversation going, I think that tells you a bit about the person. So for me, it was a good test, you know.
Oh yeah. It's a
Yeah.
test.
It's kind of like, I
Okay.
think I told you, like, when I have a date with the girl, I mean, this was before when I was single, but like on the second or third date, I'd always cook the girl dinner,
Oh.
you know. And if she didn't help wash the dishes or if she didn't like offer to bring something with, like, say, hey, you're cooking me dinner, can I bring the dessert or can I bring a bottle of wine? She just arrived and then didn't clean or anything. It's also a filter method, right? It's like never having a date with her again, you know.
I've heard a similar filter method from my friend. They say when they ask a girl out, when they will check what the girls order the menu.
Oh yes,
Yeah, does she pick out the most expensive one, or will she stand up and try to pour the water or try to
Just
get
do
a tissue
something,
paper,
yeah.
do some like service. I don't know, just like try to care the person next to you,
Sure.
right? Or their attitude to treat their
Sure.
waitress or waiter.
So it kind of gives you a hint as to who the person is.
Who the person
right?
is.
Yeah.
It's not about what they say or what they text. It's you can see what they do.
Sure, but I see where,
Maybe.
like, your point though, because it makes me
Yeah.
think about it. So, if people are losing this ability, then maybe that filter method isn't going to work anymore, because maybe so many people just don't know how
How
to keep
to
a
do that.
conversation going,
Mhm.
and then I'm looking possibly at them thinking this person is not that great. Meanwhile, it's not that they're not great; they just don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So, what's the new filter method? No idea.
Oh, okay. And so we are talking about is like how it's really difficult being a new group and meeting a new person, right? So next thing I want to talk about is like a group of people you already know,
Okay,
right?
is this the
So
second video?
The
you
second
wanted?
video.
All
Okay,
right, I
watch a
already-
little bit about.
I've got it
okay.
loaded up, so let's watch it. All right, enjoy.
I have 422 friends, yet I'm lonely. I speak to all of them every day, yet none of them really know me. The problem I have sits in the spaces between looking into their eyes or at a name on a screen. I took a step back and opened my eyes. I looked around and realised that this media we call social is anything but when we open our computers and it's our doors we shut. All this technology we have, it's just an illusion. Community, companionship, a sense of inclusion. Yet when you step away from this device of delusion, you awaken to see a world of confusion. A world where we're slaves to the technology we mastered, where information gets sold by some rich, greedy bastard. A world of self-interest, self-image, self-promotion, where we all share our best bits but leave out the emotion. We're at our most happy with an experience we share. But is it the same if no one is there? Be there for your friends, and they'll be there too, but no one will be if a group message will do. We edit and exaggerate, crave adulation. We pretend not to notice the social isolation. We put our words into order until our lives are glistening. We don't even know if anyone is listening. Being alone isn't a problem. Let me just emphasise, if you read a book, paint a picture, or do some exercise, you're being productive and present, not reserved and recluse. You're being awake and attentive and putting your time to good use. So when you're in public and you start to feel alone, put your hands behind your head, step away from the phone. You don't need to stare at your menu or at your contact list. Just talk to one another. Learn to coexist. I can't stand to hear the silence of a busy commuter train where no one wants to talk through the fear of looking insane. We're becoming unsocial. It no longer satisfies to engage with one another and look into someone's eyes. We're surrounded by children who, since they were born, have watched us living like robots and think it's the norm. It's not very likely you'll make world's greatest dad if you can't entertain a child without using an iPad. When I was a child, I'd never be home. Be out with my friends on our bikes we would roam. I'd wear holes in my trainers and graze up my knees. We'd build our own clubhouse high up in the trees. Now the park's so quiet it gives me a chill. See no children outside and the swings hanging still.
Yes.
There's no skipping, no hopscotch, no church and no steeple.
Oh wow, it's
We're a
quite
generation of idiots. Smart.
Yeah, but I think I get the general idea.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Ben Shapiro.
I know.
He's
The
quite a famous
Conservatives.
yeah
Mm.
speaker,
Okay,
maybe you
yeah.
can call him, and he was saying, and I kind of quite agree with him, that he's not going to give his kids internet till they're 18.
It's really hard.
Yeah,
It's really hard because think about if your kids didn't have the internet, didn't have the social account, what he will feel like a bullied by maybe not bullied, but feel really alone with their friends when their friends all have phones and sharing things on internet, but he knows nothing. If they don't talk in person, they don't talk in class, they just share the things on the internet. Hey, did you see my Instagram last night? And
but I think that Ben Shapiro is Jewish, and from what I understand,
yes,
there might be a lot of other people he knows who do something similar.
yeah,
So if they have a community of people who are doing something similar, that might not be too bad.
yes.
Yeah.
I wish I could let my children put in the kind of environment.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
Because I want to live on a farm. There'll be no devices on that farm, right?
Yes, but sometimes I don't know. I really wish I can just let my children live in a place like without the phones, social media, and they can play all around with freedom. But
you know,
I don't
things
know
you
what
can
is-
get away from this. You really can. Like I've told you, I haven't used Facebook for years, like over 3 years,
Yes.
and I have not missed scrolling through that feed.
Mm-hmm.
And there are group chats on WhatsApp and things with like some of my family. I'm not part of them either.
Yeah.
I think people think I'm pretty strange, but I don't really give a shit. Like,
No, you're not strange.
No, you can really get away from all this kind of stuff. You really can, and it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I watch YouTube, and I play with my phone a lot, but I'm more reading news or researching for this channel
Yes.
or checking stocks. I'm actually pretty bad. Like, I check my stocks, and I wake up in the morning and check what happened.
You're like a
with the stocks.
Felix
Yeah.
swiping the phone.
But I mean, that's because the stock market's open in the middle of the
I
night.
know, yeah,
so
yeah,
when I
yeah.
wake up, I want to see if I've bought anything or what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, no social stuff, you know. And you really can make a difference. Like if you're not playing with these things, like when I'm sitting with my fiance, like we really try to actually sit and talk. We make an effort to talk. and-
Yeah, just really living in the moment.
Yeah.
Really talk. Really
Sure.
feel the person behind. Just yeah.
It's like
really
I
feel-
only really have Sundays off, so I make a real effort with this. So I mean, like last week Sunday, we baked a carrot cake.
Oh, okay.
We did our shopping. We made a lasagna from scratch. So we did like a few hours of cooking. We had a bottle of wine, sit and talk together.
Yeah.
You know, you have to really make an effort to do these things because
Yes.
otherwise you just, you know, you lose it.
But those moments are really, I say, really important. Really, I don't know. It's like a touching the heart
Sure.
because even though it's like a simple thing, but if you two just finish it together, it puts the meaning into those daily routine.
Yeah,
right?
you know, the cool thing is before COVID, when we go on a holiday, we go away for like a week or two. And when we come back, we check how many pictures we had on our phones.
Now,
No, like two people, like 20 pictures.
oh,
Yeah.
just few, because
just
you
a
don't
few.
because you forgot, because you're like you really enjoy the moment. You forgot you have to like take the phone to take pictures. I remember like many times like a group of people we visit the place, but people are busy at taking selfie and beautiful pose. They don't really look at this environment, look at this view.
Have you seen that picture? There's like a famous picture. Like there's like some kind of a sporting event happening or something, and there's a whole lot of people watching, and they've all got their phones out. And there's this one like little granny, and she's right in the front, and she's the only one who doesn't have a phone, and she's actually watching what's going on. But everybody else is like, using the phone.
Right?
Like, it's crazy. So like when we go on holiday, like I kind of do this.
For memory.
Yeah, for memory. It's like stored in here so that I have a story to tell. And I really have no desire to put that on Facebook.
Yeah.
I still have the Facebook. I just don't use it. I don't know what... I used to do this. I used to post everything to Facebook. And at some point I realized, like, why? What the hell am I doing?
I do that kind of thing before. Like and I want to post some pictures on my Facebook because I want to let other people think who I am. I want to build up a kind of image
Sure.
for me. So I want me to look better and funny, interesting. So I figure out, that's the one thing I can put on my Facebook. I'm busy at searching of things. But I realized, sounds like I'm cool, but actually I'm not. I'm not really feeling the same way, even though my Facebook it looks like a very
Cool.
very cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that got me when I stopped was I used to find, similar to what we're doing here, we like to share interesting stuff. So I'd find an article that I thought was just, wow, people need to know this. This is so important. And I'd put it on Facebook and I'd get like 2 likes. And then
For your mom.
yeah, probably one is my mom, one is someone else. But then I'd cook a steak and I'd put a picture of the steak and I'd have 75 likes. And I was like, wait, something's wrong here. Like I just didn't want to be part of it anymore, right? So it made me feel depressed about the world. People just don't care about stuff, but they care that I ate a steak. And I could cook a steak every week and put it, and I'd get the same likes. And also the birthday thing. Like I turned off my birthday notification.
Me too.
Because I'd see some people, like family members, and I'd see, oh, it's their birthday. And I'd get on and try and wish them. And I'd look, hey, when was the last time I spoke to this person? Last year, birthday. Like, what's the point? Like, I'm only remembering because Facebook is telling me to remember. Whereas what's the point? Isn't the whole point if someone remembers your birthday? It's that they remembered your birthday.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel really lonely. If you have something you want to share, but you look at your Facebook friends, like maybe hundreds of them, but I swipe all of them. I find few people I can talk with.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things I even don't want to let them know.
Sure.
So what's the point?
That was it. What's the point, right? Yeah. Have I ever read my favorite poem to you?
Which one?
The Invitation.
I think
I might have told you about it before.
I remember.
Yeah. And that woman who wrote that poem, I think she said that she'd gone to this like social event, and just when she left and she'd gone home, she thought this is just not fulfilling. And that's when she wrote that poem. But that's quite a long time ago now. I'd love to know what her thoughts are now after all of this social media, because that was before social media when she wrote that poem. So if she felt unfulfilled socially then, what she must think now must be crazy, because really it isn't fulfilling.
Yeah. Okay.
So as he said, I've got so many friends, but I feel lonely.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I want to do something different. I want to change. So before I just I put on my phone. I try not to pick out too frequently. I seldom use social media. I still use it, but just not many. And it's like kind of a detox.
Sure.
For my life. I think it works. It works.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think more people should try this, try going without it for a while.
And see how peaceful you feel.
But I also have a little bit of a conflict about this, because if I'm using my phone to read, which is what I do, I read a lot of articles and a lot of news, what's the difference between that and a newspaper?
Newspaper?
Yeah. What's the difference? I mean, newspaper, you're reading articles. On my phone, I'm reading articles. So if I spend a lot of time on my phone reading articles...
You mean instead of watching phone, just read newspaper?
Well, I mean, what's the difference? So, like, I understand playing with your phone a lot if you're using social media. That's one thing. But what happens if you're using your phone like I do? I read all day articles. Isn't that... It's reading, right? So just because it's on the phone... It's still reading.
Oh, yeah. What I said, put the phone down, that means like don't use that to do anything. Just means don't look at the social media or don't look at just
information junk food.
Yeah, information junk. Just because you feel lonely, so you try to use the kind of thing to feel the empathy.
Sure.
Try to aware of it at first.
Sure. So that's why I'm saying I have a conflict, because I'm often picking up my phone, but
you have a purpose. You have the goal.
There's certain news websites that I'm checking. Otherwise, it's reading about stocks. Occasionally, it's YouTube. But even if it's YouTube, it's like listening to people talk about topics I'm interested in. So, yes, I use my phone a lot.
Yeah.
But the things that I'm doing, I'm not sure if those are bad or not. And bad is a strange term, but yeah.
Yeah, but
But I'm definitely not one of these people who's walking around with the phone. Those people annoy me, man. They don't walk properly, and I'm trying to get around them, and they're playing with the phone, and I slap them in the head and say, "Hey, come on, man."
Sometimes I want to do that, you know.
Yeah.
I tried. Sometimes I have the feeling that I want to stab ahead. Say, hey,
Hey, wake up, walk. I'm walking behind you. Come on.
but I stop myself. No, you can't do that. You will have a problem.
Sure. So, but I think if that's what you're doing, if you're walking around and you're just checking Instagram and Facebook all the time, that doesn't, to me at least, seem very healthy. You know.
Just try
but
to
again,
feel the
I
blank.
don't want to judge other people, but it really doesn't seem for me to be healthy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you've also seen these things, right? I mean, if you're seeing, as you just said, you're putting your best self and trying to make your life look great, and everybody's doing that. So how much truth is there in those feeds? If everybody's trying to like curate and make themselves look good, most of it's just lies.
Yeah, it's lies. And
Yeah.
but when you see that, you will feel you are less. You say, why their life looks so happy and so interesting, but mine isn't.
Sure.
So you will feel like a little bit depression.
Sure. And the one that I found quite negative was when I got divorced a few years ago, is that there were people that I hadn't seen for a long time, and then when I did see them, they kind of said to me, "Yeah, I know all about your life. I've seen your Facebook."
Oh.
And at the time, I was really hurting. Like, I mean, I was putting on a smile for people,
Yeah.
but on the inside, like, I was really, really hurting.
I know.
And the people who said that to me, like, were people that I'd hoped, because I hadn't seen them for a long time, would have said to me, "Hey, how are you doing, man? You know, like, are you doing okay?"
Yeah.
But I didn't even get that. All I got was like, "Yeah, I know about your life. I've seen." But as you said, you're
Like a
putting on
teasing.
like your brave face, right? So I'd had a few pictures of maybe going on a hike, you know, or going to the
Yes.
beach, and people
Yes.
are looking at my life and saying, "Wow, this guy's life he's having a big party." Meanwhile, it was like one of the darkest periods of my life, and I thought, wow, so the social media is actually stopping me from getting support from people. And that was actually the turning point. That's when I stopped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was after that, because I was like, that's when I saw it so vividly for myself, and I thought, no, bugger this, I'm not going to use it anymore.
Oh, okay. Just before I just post lots of photos of my life, and some friends we didn't contact for like decades, over 10 years. But they look at my photos and have some assumption of
Assumptions,
me.
that's
Assumption.
it, yeah.
When they met me, they talk a lot of things. Oh, I know you. You just the kind of the person. I said, no, that's not me.
Sure.
I'm the kind of the type. I'm kind of the personality. They say, no, that's who you are. I watch your photos I follow your photos like I know who you are. Just like, and that time I feel like, oh.
It's also a bit strange, like people you haven't seen for decades, and they're following all your photos. It sounds a bit like stalking.
And remember all of the
Yeah,
stories.
like, oof, like it doesn't sound good. Like, it's like my question there, and if you think about it, this makes a lot of sense. Like, so we haven't spoken in decades, but you're following my story like a lot. Like, why the fuck? Why don't you just
Say
call
hi
me
to
or
me.
say hi?
Say hi to
if
me,
you
right?
like, if you're really that interested in my life that you're going through all my pictures, why aren't you saying hi to me? That's a strange one. Like, I get it if you've just forgotten me because we haven't spoken, then I get it. But if you've taken the time to keep up with my life,
Yeah.
but they're not saying hello, like, that's a bit dodgy, man.
But that's why I say people are losing the capability to like communicate or develop the conversation.
Yeah, so
But like that's unlearning also. I'm also learning.
sure. Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely, you'll use social media in a way it's lonelier, but then I also feel like with the people that you do communicate with, it's a bit maybe closer.
No, yeah, I don't think that social media makes me closer to friends.
Yeah, I much
The-
prefer a bottle of wine. Invite someone around, have a bottle of wine. Much better way.
Yeah, much
of
better.
than
Yeah,
social
in
media,
person,
right,
just
yeah.
talk a lot. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for sharing that. I thought it was a
Yeah.
pretty nice thing to discuss. Not so
Thank-
political, which is good, different from what we often talk about. So,
Yeah, some
yeah.
culture thing.
Hope you guys enjoyed that. As I say, we're trying to vary up our videos and do different topics. So,
Yes.
yeah, if you enjoyed it or you think someone else would benefit, please like and subscribe and maybe give us a share.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
请
right.
记得帮我们按赞、分享、订阅。
And Abby, hope you have a great rest of the weekend.
Yes, you too.
Okay, right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.